Welcome back to Sky Motoring's road trip to Vegas with me, Alistair Weaver, in the new Jaguar XF. I've picked up the car in Phoenix, found a solution to the UK's overcrowded jails, and lived the American dream. Now I'll sample the famous Route 66 and seek the opinion of one of America's biggest Jaguar fans.
This new design, I think, will impact a lot of people.
One of the strange things about the old S-Type was, although it looked like a refugee from a retirement village, it actually drove exceptionally well, particularly towards the end of its life. And that's been carried over into the XF. Jaguar is determined to present itself as a manufacturer of sports saloons, and this car is really impressive. Although it's a big car, it's exceptionally nimble. The steering's very precise, it rides well, and the body control at the speed is excellent.
There won't be a manual version of the XF, but the 6-speed automatic does come with these natty paddle shifts for those sporty moments.
Performance is what you might call satisfyingly brisk. Dump the throttle and you'll hear the supercharger scream into life, and this car rockets from 0 to 60 in just 5.1 seconds. Top speed had to be electronically limited to 155.
But driving it like this does have its price. You'll be lucky to travel 20 miles on a gallon of gas in the SV8, which is fine in the oil-hungry US, but a bit painful in Blighty.
Carboards will tell you that the XF contains more wood per square inch than any Jaguar since the 1960s, but it's been used in a much more modern way and integrated with lots of aluminium, which is designed to invoke memories of the original woodless E-Type. I also really like this touchscreen display system. It's very simple to use, and it even allows you to access songs on your iPod. Nice.
To reach Vegas by nightfall meant pushing on, but I still had time to indulge myself with a trip on the highway to heaven, otherwise known as Route 66.
This is Kingman, which was once one of the most famous staging posts on the Route 66. Originally completed back in the 1930s, Route 66 linked Chicago with Los Angeles 2,500 miles away. After the war, it became a symbol of affluent, car-obsessed America. But in recent years, it's been replaced by a boring series of interstates, and now it bathes only in faded glory. But at least the rooms are clean.
Route 66 is also home to some proper American diners, where I met professional musician and lifelong Jaguar fan, James Newton.
James, you've walked into the diner this morning and instantly know what the XF is. Why is that?
Well, the XF is a gorgeous looking car, number one. I think the design is really innovative, and also it's received a lot of attention in the press here in America because of the uniqueness of the design.
Over the last few years, Jaguar sales over here have been pretty disastrous. I mean, what's happened? Have the Americans fallen out in love with the British?
I don't think it's necessarily that. This new design, I think, will impact a lot of people. And I also think that the sales will really come up considerably because it's a bold move. People are looking at cars and they want cars that are highly functional, hopefully have technological innovations in them, and then also something that's aesthetically really appealing.
Should we go and have a look at it?
I'd love to. Let's go.
James loved the quirky cabin and reckoned the modern design would help this Jag appeal to a new generation of Americans. But with Vegas still 100 miles away, we had to leave this musician waxing lyrical about the XF's 14-speaker stereo.
At the end of a long day and nearly 300 miles behind the wheel of the new XF, we're rolling into our final destination in the city of Las Vegas. Back in the 1950s, this area was used for testing America's atomic bomb, to which Las Vegas responded by naming a Miss Atomic Bomb. And thankfully the hedonism continues to this day. Last year, 39 million people visited Las Vegas, spending an outrageous $8.5 billion in its casinos. And the naughtiness doesn't stop with the gambling. The mayor recently suggested that legalizing prostitution would turn old motels into beautiful brothels. It's a good job the motto is what goes on in Vegas stays in Vegas, unless of course you bring a film crew.
Coming up, we take the XF for a night out in Vegas and meet the men who feed the expensive appetites of the high rollers.
This car would fit right here on the floor with the rest of the Lambos and the Ferraris. It's a very, very, very unique car.